All right, guys, welcome to the call. We'll probably have a few more tuning in here. And thank you for watching the recording if you're not on here live with us. And tonight, what we're going to be doing, number one, is celebrating all of our Mad Dash to Mexico earners. 13 on our team are going to Mexico next month. And that is so amazing. So big round of applause to everybody who earned this. And so we're going to be doing a couple of things tonight. The first thing, of course, celebrating our amazing people for earning this great trip. But also, I want to prepare the rest of you for what's coming in the new year. And we have heard rumors that there might not just be one more trip like this, there might be two next year. And what's so awesome about this trip, now I've been in Isogenics for 9.5 years, and this was the first trip they've had where if you qualified because you did what you were supposed to do, you got to go. It wasn't the top 50 or the top 100 that got to go, or the first people that earned it. They gave you qualifications. If you did it, you got to go. That's really cool. And so I want to give you some stats of the people that earn this. So there's, like I said, 13 of us going. In 7 weeks, we've enrolled over 65 people. Now that's just saying that these people enrolled 5. Some of them still enrolled many more than that. 65 plus enrollments, 54 new consultants on our team, and 14 new managers. That is awesome. Awesome growth this time of year. It's so exciting to end the year with this kind of momentum and growth and then start the new year. So that part is huge. And then I want to speak to the people that, were in it with us and maybe didn't achieve their goals. Maybe they fell short. And I've talked to a few people who have, and I know it's disappointing. I've fallen short so many times on goals, guys. And it's one of those things I try to look at it like, all right, first of all, I'm going to be happy for everyone who earned it. And second of all, what can I learn from this so I don't make that mistake next time, so I don't miss out next time. And I missed out on a top achiever trip just a few years ago. And I was like, oh, it was just so hard to miss out on it. So I know exactly how it feels when you shoot for something and you fall short. So I applaud you for getting on the call tonight. I applaud you because even when you fall short of your goals, you're still further along than you would have been had you not shoot for them, had you not, set the goal. So I want you to have that mentality that it's not a question of if I crush my goals, it's a question of when I'm going to crush my goals. So the never giving up piece is so massive when it comes to goal setting. And I'm going to share a quote with you. Success in life comes when you simply refuse to give up, with goals so strong that obstacles, failure, and loss only act as motivation. And so for those of you that are feeling kind of blue today, maybe you fell short on your goals, I want that to be your motivation for the next trip that's announced. Your name's going to be on there and you're going to crush it and you're going to be there with us. So I want to hear from people tonight who learned some lessons in the last 7 weeks. Some of us learned some lessons the hard way. Some of us had some great success with something. So we're going to share all of that with you guys in hopes that it will help you prepare, because what you're going to want to do from now until the new year is really work on enrolling and rank advancing people. The more people you enroll and that you have in your network, in your team, in your organization, the more people you're going to have to be able to rank advance when the next contest is announced. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to announce everyone's names. Now we're waiting final listing. They are behind because they did this incentive last minute this year. That's why everything's kind of been on hold. We didn't know even what hotel we were staying at right away. And they thought about 100 people would qualify for it. And it looks like it's going to be closer to 200 people that qualified. So now there's 2 hotels involved. We have not all gotten confirmations yet. Some people just achieved this at midnight last night. So we're waiting all the final details, all the final announcements in the list and getting our emails and all of that. But I want to celebrate the following people. First of all, Tiffany Keller. Congratulations, Tiff. Dana Randazzo, Cindy Donaldson, Mona Stouffer, Gina Gillen, Lisa Maciel, Andrea Riley, Karen Phillips, Stephanie Gillespie, Valerie Gerber, Linda Wells, and Taylor Peters. Guys, I can't tell you how proud I am of all of you. So let's start by, we're going to take turns, and I'm not going to call you guys out. I really want you to just unmute when you're ready to share. What I want to talk about first is enrolling. So, we have this sheet that we tracked. From now on and always, we're going to always be using our leader in action sheet. So guys, if you are not tracking on this form, please print one off, get with your enrolling sponsor, get with your leader, and figure out how to start tracking your points. This is so important, whether you're brand new, whether you're seasoned, whether you're a manager yet or not. Tracking is how we really monitor our business and how we grow our business. So be sure you have that handy. And on that sheet, it's always important to talk about enrolling people, to having people open their accounts. So for those of you that felt like you had some success with this category in the Mad Dash to Mexico, can you share some tips on enrolling? What are some things that you did that helped you get your 5 enrollments in 7 weeks? And some of you did well more than that. Who would like to start? Just unmute and share.
I'll go.
Yeah, please.
Hi.
Hi.
So, well, it kind of started in the summer when we were doing those accountability challenges with the penny every day and leader in action every week. And that's when it really started to kick in for me. So what I was doing back then really bled into what happened now. And I had a couple of collagen parties. And the first one, every single person that, I invited like 200 people, right? I had 5 of my people come, and well, a couple were team members. So anyhow, 3 new people, and they all enrolled over 2 weeks though, not that night. So, but that also made momentum because I had that out there for the people who were invited that couldn't come. So a couple of those people enrolled. So having those events really helps. I think the collagen is really a great thing too. I mean, that really is a game changer. And Gina and I were talking earlier this week, like, okay, we need 5 more like enrollments of some sort to make, directors, or not directors, make consultants and such. And, back in the day, it was like, I can't even get 5 in a month for the free vitamins, but like, I can do 5 in a week. Absolutely. So it's also belief.
Yeah.
Right? You're on a roll, you can do it.
So. Yeah. And let's talk about this, girlfriend. This is your first trip that you've earned with Isagenix. I mean, I am so proud of you. You work full time. So talk a little bit about that. I mean, how do you feel that you've been able to do this with a full-time job and all you have on your plate, triathlon, athlete? I mean, you're so busy training and everything you've got on your plate, and you've somehow made the time to make this a priority and earn this trip.
Thank you. From the very beginning, I just had this feeling like I have to do this. I have to do this. And when we were in Michigan, I really we were all together, and I really felt like, you know what, this is the last time I'm here without achieving something more, right? I've never made executive. I've been director a few times. Thank goodness now I'm like in the pool again and all that. And it just, I don't know, just being around everybody and the encouragement and the support of this whole group just makes you feel like you can achieve more. And that was part of it.
Yeah, something definitely clicked for you. We all kind of saw it happen, and it's just been so awesome. So congratulations. So proud of you. Anyone else on enrolling?
Okay.
Yeah, please, Cindy.
So I think my biggest piece of advice is not to prejudge anyone. So I think 3 or 4 of the people that I enrolled through this were not really on my hot list. They were just on the list of people that I knew. And I was just randomly reaching out to invite people to 11-day shreds that I was hosting for the collagen promos. And people are just like, okay, sure, I'll try it. And it's always the people that you think are going to do it don't. Like, and family members, as we know, are usually the biggest disappointment. So I thought I had one all locked up with family members that fell through, and I was scrambling at the last minute. So just don't prejudge, and don't be afraid to share what we have, because it's amazing.
Yeah, that's so true. And we tend to do that. And I think, a lot of you guys really reached out of your comfort zone and asked people that you wouldn't have normally asked, which was awesome. And, when we don't prejudge, you guys know these products can help every single person in your life somehow with something, with one of the health solutions we have to offer. So yeah, absolutely, Cindy, that's awesome. Anyone else on enrolling before I switch topics here to rank advancing?
I'll say something that goes a little bit with what Cindy was
Right.
saying. I realized in this last 7 weeks, like I'm not going to even say the word chicken list anymore. I'm not going to have a chicken list. Like I didn't have one this last 7 weeks, and I'm not going to ever have one again. And it was just a lot of Mel Robbins, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. And it works. So it just taught me a lot. And it's like anything else, if you just get in the habit of doing it, like tomorrow, like I don't want it to end. I can't stay in momentum like I have been the last 7 weeks because I'm tired, but I want to find a balance, and I want to get myself to understand that this is what I need to keep doing. No chicken list, just keep talking to people no matter what. Like Cindy said, don't prejudge, just share what we have.
Yeah. And one thing that Val did, you guys, she's been around for several years. So she had a lot of terminated people. She got to go back. She made lists of people. She came over with, how many pages was that list of all your highlights?
A lot, like 8.
8 pages of people, and she had highlighted who she was going to contact about re-enrolling. So for those of you that have been around a while, sometimes your prospect list is right in your back office, people that you can revisit this with. So that was, one thing I know that really helped Val as she was making call after call after call, inviting people to take a look again. So that's awesome. All right. Anyone else on enrolling?
I'm going to agree with
Yeah.
Andrea and with the consistency. And I think that I was like her back when we were doing Penny, and we had July, we started July 1st, and I've never missed Penny since. And it seems like those relationships that I started, well, there were people I already knew, but just kind of forming a deeper relationship with them. And then suddenly they started asking me about, hey, is there something that you can do for me? I'm always dragging, I'm tired, and then we start talking about it. But it was that consistency of constantly reaching out to them, regardless if I was talking about Isogenics or not.
Absolutely. And if you guys haven't seen the recurring theme here, Mona is saying the same thing that, Andrea said as well, doing Penny. Penny's a free app that tells you who to contact every single day. And it's so important. If you make that part of your daily method of operations every single day, you will never, ever run out of people to talk to. And the more you follow up with them, the stronger your relationships go. This is a relationship business. When people are ready, they're going to know who to contact because you're staying in touch with them. I just sent messages to people on Penny, and they're coming up. So I know I probably won't talk to them again before Thanksgiving. So I was just like, I didn't say a word about Isogenics. I just said, hi, Linda, how are you doing? I just wanted to check in with you, see how you're feeling, and wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving. And I've gotten 3 back already. Thank you so much for thinking of me and reaching out. So it's so important that we continue that consistency. Awesome. All right. So let's talk about rank advancing. So guys, we did this for Mad Dash to Mexico, but also on our Leader in Action. Rank advancing is one of the most important pieces of this formula. Getting your 1 PE, your personally enrolled people, to share with other people. You get points every time they share. You get 2 points for every enrollment, but you get points for rank advancing your people as well. So everyone had to rank advance 4 consultants and 1 manager. Taylor, I'm going to call you in on this one because Taylor did this, you guys, with really what I'd say the minimum amount of enrollments. He had to enroll 5 people, 4 of which became consultants, 1 of which became his manager. Now today he's still enrolling because probably of all the effort he did putting into it. But Taylor, let's talk a little bit about that. That was
Tell you
pretty
what,
impressive.
I didn't have the luxury of calling on people that were already in my back office that maybe already had a single enrollment. I just didn't have the luxury. So I had to freaking make new people. I've met some amazing people just from doing this sprint, and the intensity has led to so much so many good conversations, so many quality people being attracted to me that I was able to get them to consult. So that's what I had to do. I didn't choose to do that. I just literally had to do it. So that's what I had to do. I enrolled 5 new people, and of those 5, I had 4 of them that I promoted to consultant.
And then one of which became your manager.
Same with the manager. Yep. And
Okay.
I tell you, I forget who said it, but that's what it is like the motivation to do it. Like I had the proper incentive of a free vacation to Mexico to do this. Like what's really funny about this is prior to this, I hadn't enrolled anybody in like 2 months. But so somebody said free Mexico vacation. So I was like, okay, I got to step it up a notch, So there's proper motivation. And you can find that in any time, any way,
Okay, but I'm not going to let you go yet. Taylor did not achieve this till 9:30 last night. And I have to tell you, he did not, a lot of his work was done in this last week. So a lot of the rank advancing happened in this last week. And I was not worried about him achieving this. His mindset, let's just talk about that, Taylor. Your mindset, you said to me way in the beginning, it's done. It's done. All the things that I think you need to do when you set goals, visualizing it, making, affirmations, all of those things, you did it all. Up until like when I checked in on you a couple days ago, you said, Cindy, I guarantee you by midnight on Sunday night, it will be done. And I'm like, don't make me stay up till midnight. But let's talk about your mindset. Because I think, honestly, I wasn't worried about you because of your mindset on this.
Well, I appreciate that. But and the truth is, I just never lost the certainty that I had to do it because I was so properly motivated. And I know how amazing these trips are and the quality of people I get to be around at these trips. Like, it's just, I will do anything. I'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. So that's why I was already so close. Like I just needed a few different pieces to fall into place. I just knew I had to make it happen. But like you said, the power of visualization and intentional thought, every single morning, I'd sit down for like 10, 15 minutes and write out, I'm so happy and grateful now that I won the Mad Dash in Mexico trip every single morning. And that's what your mind thinks of every single morning, every night, try to fall asleep to thinking about Mexico. And it's like every single day, the power of intentional thought, you can literally achieve anything with it.
And you guys, the funny thing is, last week, I want to say I checked in on him and he said, I'm so close. I only need 3 consultants. And I don't know if it was 1 more enrollment or something. Most people would say, oh my gosh, I still have to get 3 consultants. That is 6 enrollments. And they would talk like that, but he's like, I'm so close. I'm almost there. It'll be done. And the mindset piece is the most important piece, you guys. It really is. If you start letting the doubt come in, am I going to make it? Can I possibly do this? And start the doubting and the negative self-talk, it's going to be so much harder. When you have that kind of an attitude every single day, you wake up that way, you go to sleep that way, all day long, you speak that way, you say it out loud, you think it, you speak to others, you put it out into the universe, you're going to have success. So Taylor, I applaud you for that. I love everything about you, but that is probably my favorite thing about you is your amazing positive mindset. So can't wait to see you next month.
Thank you. I appreciate it. First round's on me.
I was waiting for someone to say that. All right. So let's hear from a couple other people on this. Rank advancing and leader in action. Anything that you guys want to share? Because I know like Gina's a formula girl and a systems. Are you unmuting, Gina?
Yeah, I'm unmuting. Yeah, and it's funny because Taylor, when you said you don't have people in your back office, well, I had turned every pirate into a leader in action point since January. So when this started, I had like every associate I had has already become a consultant. I had no associates. So I enrolled 8. 3 of them became consultants and 1 of them became a manager. So only 1 person I had from the summer who was just a preferred customer who actually hadn't ordered in 3 months came to my collagen party and she became a consultant because I just shared how they could get $650 back. And they were all like, oh, we need to do that. So I was fortunate for that too, but they were all new people, which is, I've been doing this 8.5 years. Everybody from this incentive was enrolled within the last 4 months.
Which is great because that's what we need is to bring in new energy.
Right.
I know we've asked you this before, but can you share some of your verbiage when you're taking someone from a customer to a consultant, how you do that? Because for the newer people on the call tonight, I think it'll ease their stress level in sharing Isagenix if you can use some of your words.
Well, and it's something that I believe I did wrong for so many years. So that's the only reason I have good verbiage, because, for so long I was talking the business and creating the vision and all this, which is fabulous, but not to get to consultant. I mean, to get to consultants about getting $100 cash back. Like, these people don't want a vision. They don't want to become anything. A lot of them don't. Once you get them to consultant, then maybe you can have the conversation. And that's my own mindset. That's how I've been operating. And it works really well, because once I get them to consultant, then I feel like I can have that vision. I was trying to have a vision conversation with someone that wanted to buy a mocha shake. Like, it just wasn't the right audience. It just wasn't, they weren't ready for that conversation. And I was forcing it. It was my agenda, not theirs. I was just like, I need to check this box off. I need to check this box off. So what I think is important to them is just getting $100 cash back. And it'll probably be more than that. But I like to under promise, over deliver. But if I can just get them to see that, and then the next step, and that's what happened with my manager. I actually had a backup plan for a manager, which I didn't have to execute, because I showed her the U+2, them +2 quick video that's in Penny. And she said, oh, I have to do that. And yeah, she had 60 days to get to manager, but I told her she had a week. So she got it done in a week because that's when I needed it done. So we worked really hard to just get all that together. So she ended up making over $650 herself. She helped a couple friends out. She never posted it on Facebook. She never did anything. She contacted 10 to 20 friends and enrolled people that way. So, because she wasn't ready to, she does Pampered Chef. She wasn't ready to be like, I'm doing another business, but she wanted that 650. So
Yeah. Yeah. So getting $100 back, you guys, it's such comfortable verbiage. Gina talks about rebates, and it's not, do you want to do the business with me? Do you want to be on lifestyle rewards for the next 10 years? Do you want to, build an organization? She's really just using such soft terms that doesn't scare anyone away. And then they start making money, and then, they're going to want to see more of this. So I applaud you for that. That's so great. Awesome.
And I also have them send them to me, or I just create a link for them. So they're really, it's not like, what friends are you going to go talk to? I don't want to make it scary on them. I just want them to introduce me to their friends, because that's what we are, network marketers. So I want access to network so I can market a product.
Absolutely. That's great. That's great. All right. I'm going to ask someone who I think is ignorance on fire right now. Stephanie Gillespie, I want to hear from you. We've been doing collagen parties. So we've been driving 2 hours down to see Stephanie. She's so new and so green, but she is so excited. And we were just at a collagen party the other night, and I heard her, I'm going to probably embarrass you, Stephanie, but it was so beautiful. I wish I could have recorded it. I heard her talking to she's an esthetician, and she was talking to a new hairstylist that got started and became one of her consultants. And I heard her saying, you have got to look at this. Isagenix just throws money at you. And I was just cracking up. She's so excited. And that's exactly what's happening to you. You're just getting money thrown at you.
It does feel that way.
So share a little bit, because you're so new. And
I became a consultant, I think it was like the beginning of August. So it's just been a couple months. I'm an esthetician, and I told Dana Randazzo, my sorority sister and dear friend, who I will tell you has been, well, hounding is not a very nice term. She didn't hound me, but she dripped on me since last January when this collagen came out. Like, girl, this is right up your alley. You need to look at this. And I've done other MLMs, and I just wasn't doing it, and then anyway, long story short, I ended up doing it. So when Mexico came up, I was excited. And when I looked at it, I thought, well, that can't be that hard, right? And I don't know, people who've been doing it for a while probably know better. And I learned better. But when I first saw it, I'm like, 5 consultants, 5 enrollments, 4 consultants, and a manager. Who can't do that? So I just started doing it. And I will say, I think as far as rank advancement goes, my daughter, Megan Belantis, who I'm going to start getting on these calls, she really, she seriously, I think she just joined the end of October. Like, so during this, she said, Mom, she owns a jazzercise. She's a pediatric nurse and works part-time. She homeschools her boys. She's a busy, busy woman. And she was like, Mom, I want to take the collagen, but I really don't want anything to do with the business. And I said, honey, I promise I won't. You don't have to. You don't have to. Well, her box came. She took a picture and Instagram, like, ooh, yay, opening my box of collagen. She texted me and it's like, Mom, you have to show me how to enroll people because I have all these people blowing up my phone. They want this. And it's just been, she got probably 8 or 9, maybe, I think around 8 or 9 enrollments in the last 3 days. And it's just been crazy. She became a manager and it's
And I
just been
think
insane. But it's really about loving it and sharing it. All she does. And that's all I do. I'm doing collagen. I told Dana, I'm sure all the other stuff is really fabulous. And if someone comes to me and wants to know about weight loss or the workout stuff, I'll just say, let me put you in touch with my friend Dana. I'm interested in the collagen and now the adaptogen, but limited. And that's what I've been doing. I made it to Mexico on collagen. I've sold nothing else ever. Nothing.
So exciting. And I saw your daughter still enrolling today. I'm like, you go,
Yes.
girl. And that's because of all the excitement that has been going for the last couple of weeks. So I'm just so proud of you. And you did not give up until, I'm telling you, I
Oh my gosh.
I went to bed and you had
midnight. I actually put my last enrollment in, which I didn't need to get to Mexico. I just had a couple kind of dangling there, and I hit the last button at 12:02 and she didn't get the free box or the free shipping. So I called today and of course they fixed it. They were great about it and fixed it. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm so proud of you. I am just thrilled. And I love your excitement has really gotten so much more energy to so many of us that are watching what you're doing. So thank you. It's so great.
Thank you for all your support. You've been great.
Bringing the energy. It's great for the whole team. All right.
See you on the beach.
Yeah, we'll see you there. I'll see you next week, but we'll see you at the beach. And then I want to see, Dana, I want you to share quick, and I'm going to get through everybody here. How does it feel to have 2 of your team members that earned this trip and are going to Mexico with you?
It feels awesome. It truly does, because this is the first trip I've earned. So not only have I earned my first trip, but I get to bring 2 of my team members with me. And then I also get to bring, 3 or 4 of my besties with me. I mean, this is just crazy good. And it's exciting. And, there's a couple things but there's one thing that Stephanie said to me recently along this way, and Mona has kind of said it too, which I didn't really think of myself as this. They said, hey, Dina, I just want you to know you're a really good leader. You lead by example and you've really stepped it up. And I got that from Cindy because when this came out, this contest, she's like, Dina, you have to do it and then your team's going to follow. So I actually finished up early because I knew I wanted to help anybody else that was on my team that wanted to do this too. So, I think one of the things that Cindy and I talk about is that the reason I was able to finish early is because I am constantly in motion. I am always making appointments. I have 3 to 4 appointments every single week. I have an appointment tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Table 6 on my way to Cleveland to go to Tucson for a vacation with my husband. So that's what you do. You make the most of your time and just keep going. And I saw Cindy Donaldson posted something in the thread about the 90-day echo. I've been talking about that to my newbies because what we're doing now is going to set us up for those trips next year. Yeah. So yes, answer to the question again is yes. I'm super excited. I'm buying drinks for everyone. I told them all to get their arm curls going, get those muscles going. So it's from 11 to 11 every day. So good times.
You'll be leading beach workouts too, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, that's great. All right. And I want to check in Linda Wells. I want you to unmute. If you guys did not see her post with her boards and her sticky notes everywhere. It was absolutely precious. And we were in a group chat as she was trying to finish this up, and her and Val were just really motivating each other. It was just darling. And I am so thrilled for you, Linda. I know it's been a long time coming for you to get your excitement back again. And I just want to hear from you a little bit.
This trip just, it wasn't even the trip. It was just like you said, you know, to get my motivation back, and it just meant so much to me to earn it. And I don't know. I mean, I was actually gonna share some tips.
Yeah.
Earlier on, you know, in the call. I can still do some of that.
Please,
but
yes.
you know, one of the things I found that was helpful was just to share with people what your goal is, because people genuinely want to help each other. And I found when I told them what my goal was, and not to make it all about me by any means, but they just, I don't know, I think they were a little bit more willing to give it a try. So that was something that was that really worked for me. The other thing is don't ever be too sure of an enrollment. 8:30 last night. Was it last night? I feel like I never slept like last night. That's why I'm like, wait, it's only Monday now. This just happened last night. And mine was 11:30 when my last one went in. So as I said on the call earlier, they don't call me last minute Linda for nothing. So yeah, so always have a plan B, D, and C. And then some, because, you know, you just never know. And, you know, this person at 8:30, I had her not penciled in, but penned in, like she was going to enroll. And then she said she decided not to. And this is a good friend. So, you know, like I said, just, you can't ever be too sure of any of them. And to that point, you know, you mentioned the board. I'm a very visual person. So I just had on the top, you know, five enrollments. And then I had Post-its underneath them. As they were enrolled, I'd put them underneath. But then I'd have a different color if they were potentials. So, and then the 4 consultants, and then of course the manager. And I really, since so much of this was done last minute, and when I say last minute, I mean within, I had 2 enrollments on Monday, so, and got it done. So, so that's another tip. Don't wait till the last week to decide you want to go for it.
Save yourself a lot of stress. So
Yeah,
you're saying this last week you got 3 enrollments, your manager, and how many
Yes.
consultants?
4.
All 4 consultants this last
Yeah.
week.
They're all new people.
Oh my gosh. Now, guys, I hope you're hearing that. That's really going to prove that, you know, if some of you took yourself out of the game early, that last week could have made all the difference in the world if you would have focused on that. Linda could have given up last week and said, oh my gosh, how on earth am I going to enroll 3 people, create 4 consultants and 1 manager in 1 week? And instead she said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And she was cheering everybody on and asking, did so-and-so get it? Did so-and-so get it? And using that to fuel her. And it was just beautiful. I tell you, you had Val and I in tears. I can't even remember what day that was, if that was last night or a couple nights ago. But I'm just so proud of you. Any other tips that you wanted to share? I want to make sure I get them all in before we move on.
Know when to stop messaging people, because you don't want to turn them off, because if they were interested initially, they still are, but as we, we always say, just not now.
Mhm.
And, the term bless and release, I guess that's always come up a lot. So you just have to say, okay, not now. Don't take it personally. Just honestly, I have so many of those Post-its in my column for the new year because that's what they said. You know what? I'll be ready by the new year. I'm like, okay, I have a whole list started to to start with. So and don't sound desperate. That's the
Right.
other thing,
Right.
and I I know my voice was sounding desperate, so I'm like, maybe a text would be better. I don't know.
Yeah, because sometimes, and I talked to Karen about that too. I'm going to have her share in a minute. And she was like, I feel like I'm desperate. And I said, all right, we got to get that out of there because you don't want to come across that way at all. The bottom line is we are doing this for other people. So I want you all setting huge, massive goals for your business, for yourself, for your families. I want you all to do that, but we can never lose sight of the real reason we're doing this. And it's to help other people feel better, look better, do better, all the betters. We really want to help other people. And sometimes when we get, especially towards the tail end, we can lose a little bit of sight of that as we're going for the goal. So when you're feeling that sense of maybe feeling desperate, you want to sit back and say, all right, why am I doing this? Yes, I want to earn the trip, but I really want to help other people more than I want to earn the trip. Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Good.
it.
Well, thank you, Linda. We are so excited for you. And I knew you weren't going to give up yesterday. So I am just so proud of you. Awesome. All right. Karen Phillips, we haven't heard from you yet. Where are you?
I'm right here.
Okay. So Karen sent me a beautiful message this morning, and I felt like I ran a marathon yesterday because I could not. It was so funny. I had my computer and Isopulse on all day, all night long, watching everyone's enrollments coming in and then going to the back office to double check. And I probably was a little crazy, but I got this beautiful message from Karen this morning, and I think I just responded, this is why I do what I do. It was just beautiful. So I want to hear about your experience. Karen's been with us how long now?
7 years, 7.5 years, but it's been about 4.5 that I started sharing. And it was just maybe here and there anyway. This is the first time actually since the up north retreat that I don't know, something changed. And I was like, I kind of like Andrea said, like, this is the last event that I'm going to go to that I'm not going to be one step up. I'm not going to, so that that started the momentum. And then that little piece of paper, you gave it to me and I knew it was going to surprise me. I knew it was going to be enrollments that people that I just had maybe never connected with I was just going to be surprised by the whole thing. And it was definitely a journey for sure. There were lots of ups and downs in the whole thing, but I will tell you the accountability hands down did it for me. Like, oh, and a good case of FOMO because my best friends were going to go and I did not want to not go too. So that definitely helped. But you called me at work. You called me at 5:30 in the morning. You called me before you went to bed. Like, let's strategize. Where are you at? What are you doing? So, because there were times where I met resistance that I was like, if you and Dana weren't there, if the text messages in that group Mad Dash to Mexico weren't there, I would have stopped. I know I would have stopped because and before that, resistance is always what kind of would stop me in the prior. So that accountability that was huge, absolutely huge for me.
And you've had a massive confidence shift. Like, I would say, Val was saying no one's on her chicken list. I would say pretty much everyone was on your chicken list, and then something switched. Something just switched. So what was it that changed your confidence and got you to the point where you're just like, okay, if you're not interested, I'll find someone else that is?
Yeah. Well, Erica Zinman, in her talk when she was up on stage, she said, you know what? Do you want to look at it? If not, no biggie. And I was like, what? That's genius. I was just like, no biggie, duh. Like I've heard hey, it's just a stick of gum. I mean, I trained with PK. He could say it to me, but I would still like clinch up and get super freaked out anytime I reached out to somebody. But then when I was like, it's no big deal. If you don't want it, somebody else will. All of a sudden it was a game changer. And then there were a couple other like team calls that we did, that one lady in Hawaii with the collagen.
Yeah.
And she was just like, thank you next. And because she was in it, she had fire. She wanted it so badly. And I was like, okay, yeah, for whatever reason, it totally spoke to me. So.
And so I know now you also rank advanced to director. So, for those of you that have never been director going for something like this, there was an opportunity for you to rank advanced. And so what did I tell you once you hit director?
What did you tell me?
3 months in the director pool, and then you're on to executive, girlfriend.
Like, Val, I don't feel like I've rested. And then all of a sudden you told me how many leader and action points I would have. And then you go, oh, but you need another enrollment this week. You can't stop. And I was like, Cindy, seriously, come on, let me take a nap.
You can nap in Mexico.
I know, right? Yeah. So I
am so proud of you
today. So thank you.
I'm glad that you had this shift. And guys, I hope that inspires you, because Karen's watched me this whole entire time. This is my marathon running partner. I've run so many races with her over the years, and she has watched me grow this business. Then she saw Dana get on fire for it a few years ago, and she just kind of watched and asked questions. She was so fun to talk to about it, but she didn't catch the vision, and we never gave up on her. And we dripped and dripped and dripped and dripped and dripped and dripped, and finally got her to an event. The light bulb went off, and now this is going to be my next executive. This is going to be my next personally enrolled executive. So I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And I don't think Lisa Maciel is on here. So I'm going to have Tiffany Keller, who was the first one on our team to earn this, help me bring it home. Tiffany, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm ending with you. And I want you to just share with everybody. I know it's fun for you to have a team member on your team going as well this time. So I know that feels so great, and you're so proud of Andrea. But let's talk about, these incentives, these trips, they're meant for us to grow our business, to get more consistent in what we're doing. So what can you say to people who, maybe missed out on this one? Maybe it wasn't even on there. They weren't even too excited about it. Maybe it was too close to Christmas, whatever. But we know we're going to have 1 or 2 coming up next year. What can you say to help people get prepared in their businesses for what's coming up in the new year?
Right. I mean, that is so key, is making sure that what we're doing, just know, I mean, we already talked about the 90-day echo. What we're doing now is going to the fruits of that labor are going to come into what we see 90 days from now. So you might not have immediate results. You might have some immediate results. So don't get discouraged, or, nothing's happening now, or maybe you just have a few little wins. There's a lot of effort, but it all pays off. I mean, those of us that have been consistent are seeing all of that pay off. And I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. It was everything that I've been doing for years was the reason that I earned this trip so quickly during the incentive. It wasn't because of what I did during the 7 weeks. Now, I did take it up a notch. I was, making sure that I was reaching out, doing, more follow-ups in a day than I normally do, things like that. But it was all because of the work that I have been doing up to this point that allowed me to earn it now. So I'm going to keep going and making sure that I'm set up for the next trip and the next trip. And, just making sure that consistency stays. And the one thing I will say, I mean, we've already talked about it, but leader in action is huge. I mean, huge. I'm already planning, even though we have one this week left in the leader in the commission month. I'm already looking to see who are going to be the people that are going to be my enrollments and my rank advancements for next month, because that's just next week. And as everybody that's heard me talk about Leader in Action before, I try to make sure that I have the first column, the whole row, that there's points in there the very first week. Because when you have that, you don't have that desperate thing that everybody's been talking about towards the end of the month. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot, it's just enjoyable to just help people and reach out. So that's, now, does that always happen? No. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that every single month I have that first, but that always is my goal. But I'm planning for it now. I've been planning for it as we've gone along.
Yeah, and I think, if we can leave you guys with a couple things, Penny, doing your DMOs every single day and tracking that, and Leader in Action. If you can really do those two things every day, looking at this, I do the same thing, Tiff. I've already been thinking, like, all the people that I haven't enrolled this month are on my list for next month. All the people that I didn't rank advanced this month are on my list for next month, so that we constantly can be working with people and having people to work with. And then, of course, tracking these points for the leadership pools, because guys, at the manager level, when you share with two people who share with two people, we have a brand new manager on here tonight, Chris Lewis. And I'm like, Chris, now that we got you to manager, we got to start tracking these points, because I want to make sure you've got 3 months in that manager pool. We want to make sure you've got points in every category. And that's what Karen just got to the director pool for this week. You guys, the shares in the director pool last month were $70 a share. Andrea, my gosh, do you know what your payout is? What's your payout?
It was $14.50 just for the leadership pool. And then I had more cycles than I usually do. So that was almost $2,000.
That is so awesome. $2,000 extra in a month, you guys. That's the importance of tracking. That's why you want to track this, and at the manager level. So the shares just can, they're all based on how many points you have. So the importance of tracking them is really, really high. So you want to make sure you're tracking them. Tiff, anything else you want to say before I wrap this up? I'm going to ask one more question.
I mean, the only thing I would say is just one thing that like Gina already talked about a little bit, just getting really obsessed almost with getting your people paid, but just at the level that they want to get paid. And I mean, that was one thing that through this incentive, as I just said, when you refer to people, you're going to get $200, or when you, now if they do that, you'll get $100 and they're going to get their $200. So just one step at a time. I didn't tell them the whole thing. It was just one step at a time. They all were like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And then my manager she's not on Facebook. The whole group that was the manager, none of them are on Facebook. It was just the excitement, and they just see it as a normal thing to do. Oh, you're getting your money back. I want to get my money back. And it was just contagious within that group. But none of them are on Facebook. Actually, my other consultant that will be a manager soon too, not on Facebook at all. But it's funny, they're the ones that are taking off the most.
That's so
just dig down and make sure that you are sharing that constantly, because some of the other couple new consultants that I had have been with me for a couple years, but never even turned their account into an associate. But I just, kept showing them I was just obsessed with making sure that everybody had the money that was available to them. I just said, hey, I just want to show you what's available with your account. It's all I'm doing is educating. It's up to you to decide, but I can't sleep at night knowing that I'm not telling you about this opportunity of just getting some cash back. That's all I would just say, just getting some cash back, not about the huge business or anything. So just getting obsessed with making sure everybody knows about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great advice. Fabulous. All right, guys, I know we're a little over, but I do want to ask Val, I think you have one more thing you wanted to share. Would you mind sharing? I would love to hear it before we wrap up.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to, I love hearing what's going on and, about the growth that we have. But this morning in my gratitude journal, I wrote isogenics. And I just think it's important for us to remember why we're here in the first place. And if we ever have any doubt that we aren't with the right company, or that there's any other company out there that is any better than isogenics, we're crazy, because they're genius. And they are just doing everything that they can to make sure that we're successful. So yes, we need to grow and we need to get rid of our chicken list and we need to do this and this and this, but they truly are the ones that they're the reason that we're here in the first place. And so I just love it. And like going for this trip, like putting that leader in action in place is genius, not only for the company, but for all of us to be successful. Because I honestly, in the last, several weeks have not even like looked at the leader in action. I just thought I got to go for a mad dash. And I know that if I do that, I'm going to get leader in action because Isogenics takes care of us. And tonight when I got home from work, I added it up. And when they changed things up a few weeks ago, I was in a position where I needed 45 points every month, and I have not been able to get that yet. And I added my points up tonight, and I still have 1 week left, and I'm already at 45 for the first time. So it again just shows us that they do everything right for us, and we just don't have to worry about that. So I think we would be amiss to talk about what we do and how we got here and how, which is all important. But if it wasn't for them and them hearing so much about us, none of us would be here.
Yeah, it's so true. And guys, that's on the top of my gratitude list every day. It's my faith, it's my family, and it's my business. Most of my best friends are in my business. So it's friends and business all together here. And I'm so grateful for you. I'm so thankful for all of you who shared tonight. I'm so proud of you all for earning it. And again, for those of you that might have missed the boat, don't let this get you down. Please look at this like, all right, what can I learn from this? Because this next time they announce one, there is no way I'm gonna miss it. I'm not gonna be denied the next adventure, the next trip. And if travel isn't your thing, which it isn't for everybody. I mean, I can't imagine. I love to travel so much, but maybe that's not your thing. It's still going to be when you go for something like this, when you set goals like this, you have to think about all the people that you're impacting. When I read those numbers to you guys, we've impacted over 65 people's health in the last 7 weeks. We've helped 54 people get rebates back on their products. We've helped 14 people get their products completely paid for and earn a little extra money. That is making a difference. That is making an impact. That's the gift that we all have to share. And I'm so glad you helped me end this call on that, Val, because I never want to lose sight of that. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Next week, we have a special call with Simon Chan from MLM Nation, and he's doing a holiday call for us. So maybe you guys want to come with Santa hats on or something and be a little festive next week. But we'll see you. Have a great week, everybody. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Cindy.
Great call.